What's the best property investment opportunity in 2023? Well, I think we have a window of opportunity. It might be for 6 months, it might be a year, maybe a couple of years at the most. I certainly don't think it's going to be any longer than that. And the last time this opportunity was around was probably around 2010, 11, 12, 13, that sort of period where it worked really well. And then the market conditions changed and it wasn't such an attractive strategy. But I think that opportunity has come back just now. What is that strategy I'm talking about? I'm talking about controlling property via options and lease options. So that means rather than purchasing the property, we take control of a property. Now, often when we talk about taking control, we think, why is it that somebody would allow you to take control of their property? Why wouldn't they just sell it themselves or rent it themselves? Why are they going to allow you to take control? Well, there can be many reasons. And generally, you're speaking to, again, somebody that's fairly motivated and keen to sell, but they may not be able to sell. So what are the reasons? So for instance, it could be they need to see it happen in a certain time frame. They need to see the deal done within 2 weeks. Well, a normal sale is going to take way more than 2 weeks. It's not possible, but you could take control of a property in that short space of time. If somebody needs to move on, for example, they're emigrating, they're moving somewhere else, there's a reason that time frame is quite critical for them. Or for instance, it could even be you've got a couple that are divorcing. They really don't want to hang around for how long it's going to take for this to go through. They just want to be able to move on with their lives. Then there's also certain circumstances which mean that the buyer of that, the owner of that property, when they purchased it, they borrowed so much money to purchase it, for example, like a 95% mortgage, that they've only got a very small amount of equity in that property. And what's happened recently around in the market right now, we've seen house prices starting to ease off a little bit. They haven't collapsed and they haven't fallen massively, but they've started to drop very slightly. Things are taking longer to sell. So somebody, for example, that had a £100,000 property and they had a 95% mortgage, well, if the market drops 6 or 7%, that would mean that property is now worth, say, for example, only 93 or 94,000, meaning that actually, even if they try to sell that property now, the level of debt that they have on that property is more than they could get for the property, i.e. what we call negative equity. And these are, again, examples of situations we haven't seen for a long time. The last time we saw this was that time, 2010, 11, 12, that sort of time. There's a lot of negative equity properties around, but we're starting to see some people now that are also in this similar situation. Then we've also got people whose mortgages have now gone up so much because the base rate has gone up from next to nothing, almost zero, to 4.5%. What that means is that people's mortgage costs and monthly mortgage costs have gone hugely more expensive than they were for them previously, to a point for some people it isn't affordable. And it may be that they're going to end up losing the property if they can't get out of that situation quite quickly. They don't want to become a landlord necessarily themselves. So these are just examples of lots and lots of reasons why somebody would allow you to take control of a property. And I said, this opportunity is not going to last long because the market conditions will change again, prices will start to rise, interest rates will start to ease off, and there'll be no longer a reason why somebody will allow you to take control of a property that they will at the moment. So this is an opportunity for right now that you need to do because it won't be here for long. Hey, if you're enjoying these short videos that we're doing called Saj Dailies, then make sure you also check out our longer form content that we have on the channel. There's probably about 300 videos that are on the channel that we've uploaded over the last few years, and there's a lot more content uploaded regularly. And if you're enjoying it, then make sure you click on that like button. Also subscribe to the channel, but more importantly, leave me a comment. Let me know what it is about these videos you're particularly enjoying and particularly liking. And once you've done that, make sure you click on this video and I'll see you over here next.